so now we've restarted our computer, and now we're going to select the hard drive or the partition that contains your bootloader, and from there we're going to go into the Mac OS X Lion installation. Now essentially, when you get to the Chimera bootloader, you gotta hit the space bar or something to prevent it from going straight into Snow Leopard. So now you're gonna see that this is a little cluttered, right? On my left here is Snow Leopard. Here is the drive that I dedicated for Lion, but installed Snow Leopard on to be able to update this drive to 10.6.8. Here is the Lion installer that we just made. Here is a partition that shouldn't be here. Here is the Windows partition, and here is some other partition. I'm pretty sure it's some other partition somewhere. So now, very straightforward, we go to the Lion installer and we hit enter. And now it's going to boot into the Lion installer. Now of course we recognize the Apple boot screen, typical boot screen. And now, shouldn't take too long to boot. Nope, not long at all. And here's the mouse. And wow, talk about an upgrade. And so it's gonna welcome us in all different languages and ask us for our language. Now if you remember the Snow Leopard install, I'm pretty sure there was this like Mac logo here or something. So we're just gonna hit this arrow at the bottom, continue. Now this is the famous operating system which is known for its reverse scrolling. We'll fix that in a later post. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to disk utility. Now, once you get into disk utility, you can choose to format the drive that you want to install Lion on. I've already created a drive for Lion, so I'm just going to go to the Erase tab up here, and I'm going to erase it as Mac OS X Extended Journal. Erase. Erase. And it's erasing the volume. This shouldn't take long. I mean, this is very fast. There, done. It's not like in Windows when it takes an arm and a leg to get it done. Alright, so now this is done. So we can continue with the installation. Let's continue. Agree to the license agreement. And so now it's gonna give you a bunch of options as to where you can put it. You can put it on your Snow Leopard drive. However, the whole point of doing the previous step of cleaning a drive was to make a clean install of Lion. So I mean, of course you can choose to upgrade Snow Leopard, but that would mean that if something screws up with Lion, you're gonna have to start from square one. So that's why I'm gonna put Lion on a new drive. Then of course you can click customize, and I don't understand why there's nothing here. There should be something here, but there isn't. And then you're going to do install. However, considering that it's the Mac retail disk, it's probably just settings, so it's nothing really important that you're going to be missing. So now this will take about 15 minutes, let's say. It doesn't take long. It depends on your machine, of course, but generally it doesn't take long. And when this is done, I'm going to come back. Now, the Mac OS X Lion installation is about to finish. There's less than a minute remaining, and has the slider all the way to the end. So we should be expecting a install succeeded, and at this point we will restart our system, reboot into Lion, and Lion will give us a nice song and dance, and we'll set up our account and we'll be up and running. And we have installation succeeded. We will now restart our computer. And unless you're installing Lion to your main hard drive, you will need to enter the boot sequence and choose the hard drive to which you've installed Lion. You can do so by using the BIOS specific key, or in my case F8 seems to work pretty well. So we choose our hard drive, and once you've reached the bootloader that was installed with Leopard from before, you will go to your new Mac OS X Lion partition here, which will show up, and you will hit enter. So now it will boot, and this may range from anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute or two. Generally, this is probably going to be the longest boot in your Mac experience, as it is loading the setup files in that setup video, which it likes to do. And so one of the reasons why you might get a lag here is because your graphics aren't accepted, which means that there's a hex problem. So if that's the case, then you're going to need to fix that. But for now, I don't have this problem at all, as I do have my mouse, and it's asking me where I live. Well, no big secret that I live in Canada. So now on the bottom I do notice something else. It asks me if I want to hear the instructions, and I can use VoiceOver to set up the Mac. So if you need that, or you know someone who does need that, that could be of interest to you. Of course, I did have that in Leopard, but I mean it wasn't as obvious. So now we're going to continue. Our keyboard is going to be US. Now you notice that they put a lot of effort into this. So continue. Now it did not detect my internet, which means I'm going to need to get a hex for that. So, well, no big deal. I don't have a telephone modem. I'm actually on this DSL modem. Ironic that they don't detect it. Anyway, wait a second, it worked. Yeah, we'll just take that for now. So now it's going to ask me to enter a username, and of course I can set up the telephone service, although that's not what I want to do. I'm not going to transfer my files, as I don't have any files to transfer. I'm not going to register. I see no point. And now we're going to enter our username. Now this will be a different this is going to be different from previous installations. You see, before we never had the option to say require a password, because in Leopard it would just sign you in automatically unless you went into the options and physically said, no, I want it to be password required. So once you've done entering your credentials and putting in a fake password hint, because that's pointless, you click continue. And there was no video, so I'm guessing that means that my graphics weren't detected either. I'm not going to register now, and my time zone is going to be up here. And yeah, I mean, they've done a lot of refinements with the graphics. I mean, it shows. And now I'm going to start using Lion. Now it did tell me, oh, I forgot to uncheck the verify. Well, anyway, here is your new Mac Lion login screen. This is pretty cool. And I mean, down here, if you can see it, you have your sleep, restart, and shutdown. Over here you have your name and whatever picture they randomly choose, the Mac logo, and the time up in the top right corner. Yeah, and this is, by the way, the actual Mac OS X Lion disk from the App Store on a PC. So it's not iAcos, and here is Lion. We've signed in for the first time. Now it should take a moment or two. We have the spinning wheel, and here we have Lion. We have the launch pad, and we've got mission control. We've got the refined menus up here. I mean, look at how they refine the texture. You probably won't be able to see it very well, but anyway. So now the first thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to identify our keyboard, which is standard. And so now it's detected my keyboard, and now I'm all set up. So now to prove to you that this is indeed Lion, here is 10.7. Wow, I'm so used to saying 10.6. 10.7 on a dual core with 2 gigs of RAM, and this is Lion. Now, if this still doesn't convince you, there's more info. And here we've got Mac Pro, and yeah, it detects mine as a Mac Pro and everything here. For now, this has been another Computer Software is Your Friend tutorial. Thank you for watching. Please do rate, comment, and subscribe. If you have any problems, you can leave that in the comments below. Do read the text article that comes accompanied with this video, because I will be in a lot more detail on my blog, computersoftwareisyourfriend.blogspot.com.